Hello everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, the search continues for the man believed to be responsible for this week's deadly mass shooting in Lewiston. We'll have the very latest, plus a look at the Somerset County successful ankle monitoring system and a call for more Maine communities to do the same. And we'll also continue our special look at question 3, which would create a new power utility here in the state of Maine. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Colson. Emma Smith has the day off. We thank you for joining us. We'll have all the day's news coming up, including the latest on the search for the mass shooter in Lewiston. But first, we're going to check out the weather forecast. Looking like a pretty nice day today. The temperature's certainly warm, and that's the way it will be heading into the weekend until those temperatures kind of take a nosedive. Let's turn things over to Devin for the details.
Alrighty, your first weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. Alrighty, here we go. So areas of dense fog developing in a few spots this morning, like near the Millinocket area, near Caribou as well. And then a few other spots too, like over in parts of Washington County, and especially in the northwestern parts of the state as well. We'll keep this rolling for a little while this morning, but any fog that's out there, we'll get out of here. We did have some rain as well that developed in a few spots early this morning. That's tracked from the west going toward the east. We're pushing that out of here now. And overall, today we should be okay with a partly cloudy sky, a mixture of clouds and sunshine will be the general idea. As we zoom things out, though, we have rain that's going to be staying to the north of us and some to the south as well. We may have a small chance in the forecast coming up soon, but again, for us, though, the rest of today, we'll be looking fine with a partly cloudy sky, and pretty much any rainfall will stay in the northern parts of the state. It tries to get a little bit going later on tonight in our viewing area overnight, but I think most of us will stay dry. In fact, even a few breaks into clouds as we head towards early Saturday morning. The wind's not a big deal, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today and also tonight. It's tomorrow that we'll have to watch for the winds that will be increasing as things get active yet again, with gusty winds reaching up to 13, even 25 miles per hour in a few spots. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a partly cloudy sky, temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
All right, thank you, Devin. We'll look forward to that. Well, the manhunt for the suspect in the nation's latest mass shooting continues this morning. Law enforcement has been searching the woods and waterways for 40-year-old Robert Card ever since he is said to have opened fire at 2 locations in Lewiston. He's suspected of killing 18 people and wounding 13 more at a bowling alley and a bar on Wednesday night. Police executed search warrants and surrounded a home in Bowdoin last night, but Card remains on a run. He was not inside that house. ABC's Ike Ajachi has the latest.
Overnight, investigators appearing no closer to catching Robert Card, the Army reservist wanted for the deadly mass shootings in Maine. Heavily armed police surrounding a home associated with Card Thursday night. Loud bangs ringing out through the neighborhood as police shouted for Card to surrender. ABC's Aaron Kotersky was there.
And a number of tactical vehicles and troops come in, drones, helicopters, and our reporters there heard calling out commands to say, come out, calling the suspect by his name. And the suspicion was that they may have had him surrounded.
But nearly 2 hours later, most of the SWAT teams leaving the property. Police say Card opened fire at a bowling alley and nearby restaurant in the small city of Lewiston Wednesday night, killing 18 people and injuring 13. ABC News learning Card's sister told investigators she thought her brother may have been going after an ex-girlfriend at the bowling alley. 2 counties still under shelter-in-place advisories this morning. Schools and businesses are closed as far as 50 miles from the shooting scenes.
Everybody's scared. I mean, nobody is used to having a shooter in Maine.
According to sources, investigators finding a suicide note at Card's home addressed to his son. It did not provide a motive for the rampage, but contained bank information and what are described as rantings. Card this past summer was treated at a mental health facility after reportedly hearing voices and allegedly threatening to attack a National Guard facility.
It appears Card was thoughtful about eluding police. He left behind a cell phone, which authorities have recovered, but apparently Card suspected the phone would be tracked. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Lewiston.
Well, we received word this morning that a number of schools will remain closed this morning as the search continues. They include Skowhegan, Norridgewock, Canaan, Smithfield, Mercer, and Cornville. It sounds like they're keeping the schools closed out of an abundance of caution. Just want to make sure the students stay safe there while the search is still underway. Hannaford supermarkets, meanwhile, say they are going to keep a number of their stores closed. All of those are down in the Brunswick area, down in the Lewiston area. They had closed a number and kept another closed for part of the day yesterday as that search was underway. We'll keep you updated. You will certainly want to check in on any plans you had over the weekend. If there's any events with a lot of people there, a lot of those are being canceled or postponed as well. So you may want to check before you head out over the next few days. Meanwhile, a story of heroics during the attack on Wednesday night. We're told a man named Tom Gibberti, a manager at the Just-in-Time Recreation Center, is alive and recovering after taking multiple shots to his leg as he protected children from the shooter. During family night at the bowling alley, Tom was shielding children from the attacker and bringing them to a safe place in the venue when he was shot. One man whose daughter was at the bowling alley at the time offered this statement to Fox ABC Maine. Nick Levesque said, quote, "Tom has always been a great guy, someone who you can count on, and he proved that last night with his selfless act to save the lives of innocent children. Tom saved numerous children, getting them down the lanes and to the back of the bowling alley to barricade people inside. Tom took multiple bullets while selflessly helping these children. He never thought about his own life. He thought about the kids. My daughter's life was one of those saved. My daughter did get a bullet grazed to her thigh, but she is home and safe again." And that statement again coming from Nick Levesque, whose daughter was at the bowling alley Wednesday night and survived. Well, President and CEO of Central Maine Healthcare, Steve Littleson, spoke during a 6 o'clock press conference last night at Lewiston City Hall. Littleson addressed the extreme emergencies that medical professionals faced as the victims began arriving at Central Maine Medical Center.
Just to give you a sense of the scope of what we dealt with within a relatively short period of time, last night within about 45 minutes to an hour, we had 6 fully staffed and running operating rooms at Central Maine Medical Center caring for the wounded.
Out of all the patients brought to CMMC and St. Mary's, 2 were treated and discharged. 1 was transferred to Maine Medical Center, and according to Littleson, 3 of those patients did die at CMMC.
The professionals that were operating simultaneously in those 6 operating rooms included orthopedic surgeons, general trauma surgeons, urologists, vascular surgeons, as well as anesthesiologists and support personnel. As one of the counselors said to me before we walked in tonight, often people underestimate our capabilities here to care for people locally. I think last night we proved that by working together we can do just that under the most trying circumstances.
Of the 8 patients who currently remain at CMMC, 5 are said to be in stable condition and 3 remain in critical condition this morning. Senator Susan Collins and Representative Jared Golden also spoke during that press conference last night, sharing their condolences for the families who lost loved ones. Jody Hersey has more.
This heinous attack, which has robbed the lives of at least 18 Mainers and injured so many more, is the worst mass shooting that the state of Maine has ever experienced.
Senator Susan Collins shared what all Mainers have been feeling since a gunman opened fire at Spare Time Recreation Bowling Alley and Schmeggy's Restaurant and Bar in Lewiston. 2nd Congressional District Representative Jared Golden, who is a father and Marine Corps veteran, did not mix words when he shared his reaction to the shooting.
Sometimes things happen that bring your worst nightmares to life. Yesterday, this is what happened in Lewiston.
As authorities investigate the motive behind this mass shooting, the conversation inevitably shifted to gun control as reporters pressed the politicians on their stance. Jared Golden's stance had clearly changed.
I now call on the United States Congress to ban assault rifles like the one used by the sick perpetrator of this mass killing in my hometown of Lewiston, Maine. For the good of my community, I will work with any colleague to get this done in the time that I have left in Congress. To the people of Lewiston.
Senator Collins was one of 12 senators in 2022 that supported and helped pass the Bipartisan Safety Communities Act, which she stated would help prevent gun violence while also protecting the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens. However, she did share a different view Thursday night.
I think it is more important that we ban very high capacity magazines. I think that would have more input and more effectiveness.
Reporting, now Collins went on to share that Maine does have one of the highest rates of gun ownership in the country, as well as a long heritage of responsible gun ownership. Gun control is a sensitive topic and one that will continue to be debated in the weeks and months ahead. Well, Winthrop High School will remain closed today as students mourn the loss of one of their own. The superintendent says a Winthrop High School freshman and his father were two of the victims killed in the mass shooting. The uncle of another student was also killed. It goes without saying that the Lewiston community and people all around the state are in shock as the manhunt continues. Our David Ledford spoke with residents near the bowling alley that was targeted in Wednesday night shooting and has this report.
Here at the end of the road leading up to Spare Time Recreation, where one of those shootings took place. And as you can see, police do have the area blocked off while they continue to investigate. Earlier, I spoke with some of the residents over on King Road who are just a few hundred feet away from the area where the shooting took place, and they say they were home at the time, and they are just left in a state of shock and disbelief.
We've gone to the bar that they started at and also the bowling alley. My boyfriend used to work at Carbonite right over there a couple of years ago, so it's very strange having a stone throw away something this close to home being here in Lewiston, Maine. It's just unheard of, and it doesn't happen.
And you're like, man, nothing like that will ever happen here. Okay. And then, okay, now it's Maine. And it's literally in our backyard, like right over there, right in our backyard.
Police are reminding residents to shelter in place as the manhunt continues. And if you have any information, please reach out to the State Police tip line at 207-213-9526. We'll continue to bring you more information as the situation develops.
David Ledford reporting. Here in Penobscot County, police presence was heightened at several local school districts in the area. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with school officials and police about that.
Obviously, in situations, horrible situations like this, we get a lot of concerned parents calling.
As local law enforcement follow the mass shooting that has shocked the state, officer presence was increased all across Penobscot County.
I called in several off-duty officers today just to be a little more present at the schools and to have extra people on the road just in case this situation, somehow makes it up this way.
Holden police and firefighters were present at the Holden Elementary School and Holbrook Middle School.
They were just there to just make children feel safe, make people feel welcome, and let people know that there's a lot of eyes and a lot of people that care.
And the Bangor School District under secure measures, canceling all after-school activities and having indoor recess.
Soon we will keep extra police coverage, and we will probably stay in a secure situation until this unfolds.
The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office released a statement saying there is no immediate threat to the area, but sheriff's deputies were also seen closely monitoring local schools.
I play both roles. I play that of a police officer, and I also play the part of a parent. There is that crossover between the two of them. Right now I'm concentrating on the law enforcement side of things and just making sure that everybody's safe all the time.
I spoke with a mother off camera who was in the process of pulling all of her children out of school, which she said many parents followed suit in.
Our attendance is down a little bit today, which I would expect. It's the most unusual time, and I would say that, as human beings, we should all rely on each other, talk to everybody, and hug somebody today.
Families are being encouraged to reach out to their local superintendent's offices with concerns. Several schools in the area will continue to remain open with high security measures until the situation is resolved. In Holden, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Hug somebody tonight. What a great thing to say. Well, Maine state lawmakers called the mass shooting in Lewiston a tragedy and urged unity in the face of crisis. State Representative Manny Abdi of Lewiston, the first Somali American elected to the Maine legislature, and fellow Democratic Representatives Margaret Craven and Michael LaJoy say they're, quote, committed to ensuring that a tragedy like this will never happen to another community ever again. They thanked first responders, law enforcement, and hospital staff and said they'll keep those affected in their hearts. Republican State Representative Laurel Libby, who represents Auburn, said the community is in shock and the loss that the state is facing is, quote, just unfathomable. Libby also said this was not the time to talk about the state's gun culture. Governor Mills announced she's spoken to President Biden twice as of yesterday morning, as well as to other members of the administration, who all offered their unwavering support to the people of Maine. President Biden has released a statement regarding the shooting. The president's statement reads, quote, "Once again, our nation is mourning after yet another senseless and tragic mass shooting. Today, Jill and I are praying for the Americans who've lost their lives, for those still in critical care, and for the families, survivors, and community members enduring shock and grief." The president went on to say, quote, "For countless Americans who have survived gun violence and been traumatized by it, a shooting such as this reopens deep and painful wounds. Far too many Americans have now had a family member killed or injured as a result of gun violence. That is not normal, and we cannot accept it." Hudson University has been joining in on the many tributes across our region by holding a vigil in their student center. Dozens of students and faculty attended the vigil, which included several moments of silence to honor the victims, their families, law enforcement, and the communities affected by the shooting. School President Dr. Frank Clark saying that this is an important step in the healing process for all in the Hudson community.
We believe that it's an opportunity, if students are allowed to interact with each other and their community and with the faculty and staff, that they'll be able to process the emotions that they're feeling about the events and keep some degree of normalcy in their daily activity. And that sense of community will uphold each individual as they go through their process of both grief and disbelief.
I think a lot of people are feeling the same way. You have to rely on each other and keep your eyes open in situations like this. Well, the time now is 8:17. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the Somerset County Sheriff's Department has a unique ankle monitoring program to keep track of people out on bail. Now there's a push to have other counties to do the same. But first, another check of that weather forecast. Looks like a pretty nice day today. Partly cloudy skies with a high near 72 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy with lows dropping down to the upper 50s. Tomorrow, another partly cloudy day with a chance of rain as well. But look at those temperatures. Highs tomorrow on that late October day, 74 degrees. How about that? We'll be right back.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
Hood milking you. It's why we do what we do, day in and day out. Making milk you can trust, with no artificial growth hormones. And we protect Hood Milk with our light block bottle. We care about our milk because we know how much you care about what you give your family. So you can feel good about Hood.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing the new Xumo Stream Box from Spectrum. Now, you can watch your favorites, including live TV, on-demand movies and shows, and the most popular apps all in one place. Find what you want, faster and easier than ever with our advanced search feature. It's streaming simplified. Get the new Xumo Stream Box free for 12 months when you add Spectrum TV. Visit spectrum.com/Xumo or a Spectrum store today.
Bell's Automotive Protection is Maine's #1 mobile undercoating and rust-proofing service. We come right to your driveway, protecting your vehicles from harsh winter road brines and chemicals, saving you thousands of dollars later on from expensive and dangerous rust repairs. Call us or find us on Facebook for a free quote, 659-3805.
Start Saturday strong with Big News Saturday on Fox. Dylan Gabriel has Oklahoma back on top of the Big 12.
This could be a good one.
Welcome back, everyone. A fatal crash in Chester has taken the life of a local teenager and seriously injured another. According to the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office, it was around 10 o'clock Thursday morning. Police responded to the area of 722 South Chester Road in Chester for a single vehicle crash. 2 female occupants were inside the vehicle. An 18-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. The other transported to Penobscot Valley Hospital before being airlifted to a hospital here in Bangor. No names are being released at this time, allowing for family and school officials to make further arrangements and to let people know about what happened. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. In 2014, the Somerset County Sheriff's Office started the state's first ankle monitoring bracelet program for perpetrators who are out on bail. It allows law enforcement to track their movements and to protect victims from a repeat attack. Somerset County has already seen improvements as a result, and now victims' families are asking why more Maine counties aren't doing the same. Our Doug Banks has the story.
Time will always pass, but the memories won't. The thoughts of how life could have been different without domestic violence are never ending.
My wife has never been the same since, and she never will be.
A walk in honor of Bagley's daughter and 2 grandkids started the sheriff's program.
That walk produced funds for us to be able to initiate the program.
Today, the survivors are asking why the rest of Maine's counties are not adapting Somerset's program.
One of the basic problems with abusers is they tend to be stalkers as well. And so if you have an electronic GPS tracker on this person, that's a real safety plan.
She didn't have him arrested because she knew that it would just make things worse. He snuck in through a window, shot her in the back 3 times. If the system that we have would change to the ankle bracelet program as a bail condition throughout the whole state, things like this would not happen as often.
They say for them and so many others, their days are filled with complex emotions, but their frustration may rest when the ankle monitoring bracelet program is not just in Somerset County.
These people that are against the ankle bracelet, I hope and pray that they never have to live what Art and me and Vance are living.
In Harmony, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Time now, 8:22. Coming up after the break, we'll continue to hear from both sides on the Question 3 debate. Today, we'll hear from those against the plan. Plus, the U.S. has launched airstrikes against Syria overnight. We'll hear why as Good Morning Maine continues.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 3.9% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,250 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Visit your Maine Chevy dealer.
Fall into amazing savings during Flex Deals Fall Factory Authorized Sale. Rake in serious deals on all styles and models. Choose from our huge selection of fabric and leather, reclining and stationary furniture, including Flex Deals Latitude, South Haven, and Wynwood collections, and all crafted with Flex Deals exclusive lifetime warranted Blue Steel Spring. Prices are falling, so hurry in today for cool savings. Fall in love at Flex Deals Factory Authorized Sale.
Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holden. Live beautifully, my friends.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Yesterday, we brought you part one of our conversation surrounding ballot question 3, which asks Mainers whether they want to eliminate investor-owned utilities, Central Maine Power and Versant, in lieu of the proposed Pine Tree Power Company. We heard from those who want Mainers to say yes on question 3 yesterday, and today we'll hear from those who are against that proposed takeover.
What we know is that Pine Tree Power could cost as much as $13.5 billion to Maine ratepayers. And what that means is that Mainers are going to be taking on a $13.5 billion debt that has to be repaid on people's electric bills. And what we found from independent analysis is that this is likely to increase consumers' electric rates on day one.
Can you go into a little bit of the minutia of that analysis that you feel supports your argument?
Sure. So what we know is when something like this happens through the use of eminent domain, it will result in years of litigation, which will end up increasing the valuation of the utilities. So through the 10+ year acquisition period, the value of the assets will go up, meaning that it could cost anywhere between $10 billion to over $13.5 billion. In other places where there have been these municipal takeovers, the acquisition cost has been even higher than projections. So it's reasonable to assume that it could cost more than $13.5 billion.
Okay. There is some argument that ratepayers could see a savings up front. Is it your contention that they will not?
What we see from the London Economic Institute, which is an independent analysis not hired by either campaign, and the state's public advocate, whose job is to advocate for Maine consumers, is that rates will increase on day one. There's no world in which there's savings on day one because people have to pay a for-profit operator under the Pine Tree Power system, and they have to pay this $13.5 billion debt plus the interest on day one.
And just to clarify for folks, the eminent domain issue is that is how the CMP and Versant assets will be seized through this use of eminent domain, which is likely to breed litigation.
Yeah, there's
in the courts. Yeah.
There's a lot of analysis that says that this may not even be constitutional, and Maine's public advocate has indicated that there could be 5 to 10 years worth of litigation over the constitutionality and over the acquisition price.
And that's litigation that the cost of which could or would be passed on to consumers.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. And so the other arguments that you folks have made against this have to do with the risk involved or the ambiguity. Talk a little bit about your arguments in terms of the ambiguity.
Sure. So Pine Tree Power is a $13.5 billion plan, or pardon me, Pine Tree Power is a $13.5 billion proposal that doesn't even include an operations plan for how the grid will be run. It doesn't include an operations plan on how they'll respond to storms and power outages. And it has nothing in the initiative that has a plan for how we will transition to meet our climate goals.
Okay. In terms of the plan, there's some talk about they'll elect the board and continue to build that plan. Why do you disagree with that philosophy?
If you're running a small business and you want to go to a bank for a loan, the bank asks for a business plan in order to grant that loan. What Pine Tree Power is doing is they are asking for a loan of upwards of $13.5 billion without a business plan and without an operations plan. And it's a gamble of billions of dollars, and we don't even know what it will look like on day one.
I read through the legislation and it does say, moving on to sort of the government side of things, the assertion that this will be a government or quasi-government run organization. So your argument is that it would be. The legislation says that these individuals can't be state lawmakers. So when you folks refer to these individuals who will run this board as politicians, is it simply because they will technically be elected, that they won't all just be appointed?
Yeah, the Pine Tree Power Board is partially composed of elected politicians that will have to run for office, which means they will have to raise money and there will be outside interests that are trying to elect them and influence it. And in our opinion, there is no room to add partisan politics into how we keep our lights on.
Okay. I asked this of the yes on 3 side. So I'll ask you, we have about a minute to a minute and a half left. Are there any other final points that you would like to make in this sort of short segment opportunity to state your side?
Sure. Question 3 is an incredibly risky proposal, and it has brought together a coalition of uncommon allies, whether it be current Democratic Governor Janet Mills or former Republican Governor Paula Page. Both agree that question 3 is too risky. We have business organizations like the State Chamber of Commerce and labor organizations like the Maine AFL-CIO who agree that this is bad for business and bad for workers.
And we will continue to look at all the election issues heading up to Election Day, which this year is on November 7th. Really just a week and a half, couple of weeks away. All right, let's check in with Devin again before we go for another check of that forecast.
Alrighty, your full weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. Alrighty, areas of dense fog developing in a few spots this morning near the Millinocket and Caribou area, as well as in parts of Washington County as well, and in the northwestern parts of the state. We'll see a lot of this backing off as the day progresses on. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky overall. As we do move forward, though, again, here we go. So we've had some rain tracking from the west and going toward the east, and we're going to get that out of here, though. And again, we'll be under a partly cloudy sky for the rest of the daytime period. The bigger picture looks a little bit like this. So we have the front off toward our north now, taking the precipitation weather. There's some more to the south as well, but again, the rest of today will be dry, though, so we'll be looking okay as we do move forward. Any chances in a forecast in the near future looking rather small. So futurecast for the rest of today, though, will be a partly cloudy sky. Any rain chances will stay further off towards the north. It tries to get a little bit going later on this evening, further down to the south. Not quite buying that right now, but we'll keep an eye on that as well. As we get towards Saturday morning, I definitely think we might be a little bit drier with just a slight chance for a few afternoon showers possible with a lineup with a front that will be moving through as well. And then by Saturday evening, though, again, looking pretty clear as a lot of the clouds get out of here with a partly cloudy sky overall in a few spots and looking pretty good as we head towards early Sunday morning. Any rain chances running this all the way through parts of Sunday morning looks like this. Maybe a few pop-up chances further down to the south, but again, nothing meaningful at all. It will all basically be near the Caribou area, and that'll be about it there. But otherwise, though, not much in the way of any wind today at all. Maybe a breeze up to 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe a few higher gusts, and that'll be about it today, and also in the parts of tonight. But tomorrow, though, look what happens. Gusty winds up to 20 to 25, even 30 miles per hour. Cannot be ruled out in a few spots, so be ready. The winds will be active as we head towards tomorrow. Average high temperature is 54 degrees, lower 70s today, middle 70s by Saturday, then a sharp cool down on the way with 40s on the way starting Sunday and lasting all the way through at least Thursday of next week at the very least. So for today, lower 70s, partly cloudy, south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 50s, partly cloudy, south wind at around 5 miles per hour. As we move ahead towards tomorrow, middle 70s, not bad temperature-wise, partly cloudy, maybe an isolated rain shower possible, and a south wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. So we'll be mostly cloudy on Sunday with highs in the upper 40s. Rain and yes, snow chances possible on Monday. Most of that will be rain, but a few snowflakes could mix in from time to time. Highs in the lower 40s. Middle 40s on Tuesday, which is Halloween, under a mostly sunny sky.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years' experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear. Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground. Odland Road, Bangor.
On the next Last Man Standing.
Ryan bought a motorcycle.
It's all the power of a car and none of the safety features.
Get ready for hell on wheels.
Check out the hog. This isn't even a piglet.
And Eve gets suspended for bullying.
She didn't bully anybody. It was self-defense. She took her first pinch like a man.
What is it, Mafia Week?
I'm just saying, forget about it.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
The U.S. military launching airstrikes in Syria overnight. The Pentagon insists the airstrikes are aimed at protecting U.S. troops and are not linked to the war between Hamas and Israel. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
Overnight, the U.S. launching airstrikes in eastern Syria near the Iraqi border. F-16 fighters targeting 2 locations linked to Iranian-backed militant groups in response to at least 19 attacks on American troops in the region in recent days. The targets overnight included a weapons storage location. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin saying the United States has no intention nor desire to engage in further hostilities, but these Iranian-backed attacks against U.S. forces are unacceptable and must stop.
The United States would like to let Iran know that if they attack our people in Syria or Iraq, that they're going to be hit hard. And I think that's what we did tonight.
Tensions rising across the Middle East since Hamas attacked Israel October 7th. Israeli forces now say they've killed a top Hamas intelligence official who planned the attack from Gaza. But the Israelis, under pressure from the U.S., have stopped short of launching a full ground invasion into Gaza. Still, Israeli airstrikes taking their toll. One hospital says it's sheltering 12,000 people. Others have closed without power. Across the border in Israel, a somber celebration for Erez Calderon. He's spending his 12th birthday in captivity in Gaza. He and his brother are among more than the 220 hostages being held by Hamas. Their mother pleading for her sons to come home.
I miss them so much. I miss the smell. I want to hug them. I want to keep them safe. It's not possible anymore.
As for U.S. citizens trapped in Gaza, the State Department says it's making progress on establishing an escape route via Egypt. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Well, meanwhile, a challenger emerges among Democrats to contend against President Joe Biden's re-election chances. Minnesota Representative Dean Phillips says he now wants the Democratic Party's nomination for president in 2024. He's expected to officially file his candidacy papers today in New Hampshire. The 3-term congressman says he's in the running because Democrats need to be about the future, despite President Biden's accomplishments. Phillips believes the president would be a weak general election candidate because of his age and low approval ratings. The development could affect President Biden, who won't be on New Hampshire's primary ballot during this year's elections. Well, before we take a break, I just want to let you know we received word from the folks up in the Old Town school system. They are also canceling classes for the day. A lot of schools around the state are closing early or canceling classes altogether as that manhunt continues around the state. Looks like a warm start to the weekend, though. We'll have your forecast when we come back.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey.
However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or VZ location.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, October 27th, 2023. There are just 65 days left in the year. Might be time to start that Christmas shopping. It's also National American Beer Day. Although Americans love beers from all around the world, this is the day to celebrate distinctly domestic lagers and ales brewed across the nation. It began with English immigrants who began looking to their crops as a possible source for libation creation. They began brewing the first American ales in the early 17th century. In fact, the first brewery in the nation was established in what is now called Manhattan. And Americans have been drinking their favorite suds ever since. All right, on this day in history, back in 1682, the state of Pennsylvania was founded by English entrepreneur William Penn after he received the land as payment for a debt from King Charles II. It became a temporary capital for the United States in the 1800s. That, of course, was in Philadelphia. In 1904, the New York City subway system began operation. It is the oldest underground subway in the U.S. and is also one of the world's largest and most used transit systems in the world. In 1938, the DuPont Corporation announced that its new synthetic polyamide fiber would be called nylon. And in 2004, the Boston Red Sox won their first World Series since 1918, sweeping the St. Louis Cardinals in 4 games. Today's birthdays include British rocker Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran, who is 65 years old. They're still out there doing their thing. Author Fran Lebowitz is 73, and country singer Lee Greenwood is 81 years old today. We wish them all a happy birthday. All right, time to check in with Devin once again for the forecast. Looks like a quite warm start to the weekend before the temperatures take a nosedive. Here's Devin with the details.
Alrighty, your first weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. Alrighty, here we go. So areas of dense fog developing in a few spots this morning, like near the Millinocket area near Caribou as well. And in a few other spots too, like over in parts of Washington County, and especially in the northwestern parts of the state as well. We'll keep this rolling for a little while this morning, but any fog that's out there will get out of here. We did have some rain as well that developed in a few spots early this morning. That's tracked from the west going toward the east. We're pushing that out of here now. And overall, today we should be okay with a partly cloudy sky, a mixture of clouds and sunshine will be the general idea. As we zoom things out, though, we have rain. It's going to be staying to the north of us and some to the south as well. We may have a small chance in the forecast coming up soon, but again, for us, though, the rest of today, we'll be looking fine with a partly cloudy sky, and pretty much any rainfall will stay in the northern parts of the state. It tries to get a little bit going later on tonight in our viewing area overnight, but I think most of us will stay dry. In fact, even a few breaks into clouds as we head towards early Saturday morning. The wind's not a big deal, roughly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour today and also tonight. It's tomorrow that we'll have to watch for the winds that will be increasing as things get active yet again, with gusty winds reaching up to 13, even 25 miles per hour in a few spots. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a partly cloudy sky, temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Looking pretty good. Thank you very much, Devin. And when we come back, we'll have Tyler Cruz. We'll take a look at all the day's sports news, and we'll also head up to Lincoln for a live report with some young welders. Don't go away.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Tucson with America's best warranty. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $249 a month or get 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us over the last day. Many teams and athletes alike from our area offering their support and condolences to the victims and their loved ones, and all those impacted by the tragic events in Lewiston. Maine Athletics tweeting out this picture of a heart over the city of Lewiston, Husson football, along with the hashtag Pray for Lewiston. Cooper Flagg, who is set to announce his college commitment this week, tweeting that all the focus should be on those impacted, as well as local professional sports teams weighing in and sending their thoughts and prayers to those impacted. And the University of Maine graduate himself, Jim Montgomery, offering an emotional reaction at his press conference on Thursday morning.
The Boston Bruins offer our sympathy and condolences to the victims and families, that suffered. I personally spent 4 wonderful years at the University of Maine, and I know how great the culture is in that state, and I know how great the people are, and my heartfelt sympathies to everybody that's impacted.
And also the Bruins showing their support during Thursday's game against Anaheim. Players are signing their hockey sticks that will be available for auction, benefiting the victims' families of the tragedy. Also, the Bruins Foundation creating a fund to benefit the families impacted and already pledging $10,000 in support of that cause. All right, moving on now with those tragic events in our state on Wednesday night. There have been some changes to fall championship schedules for our high school sports. The cross-country state championships will no longer take place this Saturday, being postponed to next Saturday, November 4th, still in Belfast. The volleyball state championships have been postponed to Monday and Tuesday of next week, with Class C in Ellsworth on Monday at 6 and A and B on Tuesday at the University of Southern Maine and Coney High School. And the MPA releasing a statement for the soccer, field hockey, and football games, saying those games may be postponed to early next week, and a revised tournament schedule will be developed once they have a clearer picture of when schools may be able to play games. All right, also Maine women's soccer announcing that their home game against New Hampshire, scheduled for Thursday evening, has been postponed to Friday at 5. Staying with UMaine and just to some Black Bear football, Maine preparing for their 9th game of the year on Saturday at home against the Albany Great Danes. That is still on as scheduled. Black Bears sitting at 2-6 on the year so far, but both of those wins did come right in Alphonse Stadium. Now Maine has been up and down at the moment, going 2-2 since a slow start to the year, and with a tough Great Danes team coming into Orono. Coach Jordan Stevens, quarterback Derek Robertson know they've got to be on their A game for all 4 quarters to bring in their 3rd home win.
They've won close games. They've had a tough schedule, similar to us. They've played 2 FBS games. They played Marshall, and then next week they travel out to Hawaii. So this is a team that has been through the gauntlet, and they're going to come up here ready to compete.
We got to sustain for 4 quarters. You got to be able to play 4 quarters. This game, you don't play it in a half. You play it for 4 quarters.
All right, that's all the time for me. We'll be right back after the break.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
As we age, we want to keep our independent spirit. As Mainers, we want to live life our way. That means enjoying everything life offers us here in Maine. It means making choices that can help you live your best life. Choices like your healthcare coverage and your healthcare team, so you can be prepared for almost anything. United Healthcare and Northern Light Health are working together in Maine to help keep you healthier, so you can live life to the fullest. If you're eligible for Medicare, you may be able to enroll in a United Healthcare Northern Light Health Medicare Advantage plan today. Take the step to make sure you have the coverage you need to help keep you active and thriving as you age. Call United Healthcare at 1-800-203-7205 or visit uhcnewengland.com.
This Veterans Day, join Fox ABC Maine as we salute and honor our veterans. Are you an active, inactive, or retired member of the armed services? Do you know someone who is? Then upload your photos on foxbangor.com/Maine Heroes. We will randomly select multiple veterans to win a gift voucher from Chick-fil-A. Locally sponsored by Atlantic Designs, Graham's 5 and Dime Newport, Hashi Auto Enhancing Incorporated, and Joe's Furniture Warehouse.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, tomorrow the deer season gets underway in Maine. That, of course, is something to think about as this mass shooting, the search for the person behind the mass shooting continues today. That is one of the stories we'll be focusing on today to let hunters know what they should do and not do in regards to the beginning of deer season this year as that mass shooting search continues. The weather, as far as that is concerned, looks like it's pretty nice, although I think the hunters would prefer maybe a little bit of snow so they could track the deer a little bit better. For more on what we can expect, let's check back in with Devin.
Alrighty, your full weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. Alrighty, areas of dense fog developing in a few spots this morning near the Millinocket and Caribou area, as well as in parts of Washington County as well, and in the northwestern parts of the state. We'll see a lot of this backing off as the day progresses on. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky overall. As we do move forward, though, again, here we go. So we've had some rain tracking from the west and going toward the east, and we're going to get that out of here, though. And again, we'll be under a partly cloudy sky for the rest of the daytime period. The bigger picture looks a little bit like this. So we have the front off toward our north now, taking the precipitation weather to some more to the south as well. But again, the rest of today will be dry, though, so we'll be looking okay as you do move forward. Any chances in a forecast in the near future looking rather small. So futurecast for the rest of today, though, will be a partly cloudy sky. Any rain chances will stay further off towards the north. It tries to get a little bit going later on this evening, further down to the south. Not quite buying that right now, but we'll keep an eye on that as well. As we head towards Saturday morning, I definitely think we might be a little bit drier with just a slight chance for a few afternoon showers possible with a lineup with a front that will be moving through as well. And then by Saturday evening, though, again, looking pretty clear as a lot of the clouds get out of here with a partly cloudy sky overall in a few spots and looking pretty good as we head towards early Sunday morning. Any rain chances running this all the way through parts of Sunday morning looks like this. Maybe a few pop-up chances further down to the south, but again, nothing meaningful at all. It will all basically be near the Caribou area, and that'll be about it there. But otherwise, though, not much in the way of any wind today at all. Maybe a breeze up to 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe a few higher gusts, and that'll be about it today, and also in the parts of tonight. But tomorrow, though, look what happens. Gusty winds up to 20 to 25, even 30 miles per hour. Cannot be ruled out in a few spots, so be ready. The winds will be active as we head towards tomorrow. Average high temperature is 54 degrees, lower 70s today, middle 70s by Saturday, then a sharp cool down on the way with 40s on the way starting Sunday and lasting all the way through at least Thursday of next week at the very least. So for today, lower 70s, partly cloudy, south wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 50s, partly cloudy, south wind at around 5 miles per hour. As we move ahead towards tomorrow, middle 70s, not bad temperature-wise, partly cloudy, maybe an isolated rain shower possible, and a south wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. So we'll be mostly cloudy on Sunday with highs in the upper 40s. Rain and, yes, snow chances possible on Monday. Most of that will be rain, but a few snowflakes could mix in from time to time. Highs in the lower 40s. Middle 40s on Tuesday, which is Halloween, under a mostly sunny sky.
At the end of the day, that's what we do this for. is to watch the next generation blossom.
I would much rather be here than sitting at a desk and on a computer.
Women in today's world can do this.
Newton will drop off one of his daughters to pick up maybe a tractor that we've been working on. They hop right in it. You can just tell it's not their first rodeo.
As we move forward, we've looked at where can we get the most bang for our buck on the technology side. Deere is just a leader.
Experience United, your local John Deere dealer.
Hammond Lumber Company has been a trusted partner of professional contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners for generations. It's the level of trust that Hammond Lumber has earned by providing an extensive selection of products and materials from industry-leading suppliers, with guidance and support through every stage of any project, including delivery of materials throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company is, has been, and will always be your building project partner.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
You should Angie that.
Angie what?
Angie that. It means connecting with skilled professionals for all your home projects, from repairs to renovations, so you can get the most out of your home. Get started today at Angie.com.
Winterport Open Stage is excited to present But Why Bump Off Barnaby? This murderous comedy is sure to be a great way to celebrate the Halloween season. Go to Winterport Open Stage on Facebook or their website at winterportopenstage.net for showtimes and ticket information.
25 words or less.
Cereal bowl. Killer.
Full of frightful fun.
I love Lisa's response to cereal. Killer.
Do not have breakfast with Lisa. 5 days a week.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
World Series between the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks kicks off tonight, and fans could score free Taco Bell. The fast food chain is bringing back its Steal a Base, Steal a Taco campaign. In the World Series matchup, you can swipe a free taco when the first base of the series is stolen in a game. If you're a Loyalty Rewards member, you'll get an in-app notice for Nacho Cheese Doritos Locos Taco. If you're not a member, you can sign up during the series or within 10 days of the steal to get one free. All right, finally, let's send things up to Lincoln. That's where Devin Dacknall is standing by. He's the focus today up there in the spotlight. It's a special welding program. Devin, what can you tell us about it?
Good morning, Craig. I'm here at Northern Penobscot Tech, Region 3, and I'm here with the director, Kurt. How are we doing today?
Doing great, thanks.
So you got a new addition. How do you like it so far?
So far, it's been great. If you look around, everybody's working. We have new booths, we have new welders, new ventilators, and most importantly, we have more space here. We love it. It's exactly what our school needed in a program that is very highly enrolled and does great things in our community and in our state.
Speaking of that high enrollment, I was talking to a couple instructors earlier today, just off camera, and they were telling me it got to the point where you were not able to bring everybody in that wanted to be part of the program. That was part of the reason for the expansion.
It is, yes. Our enrollment went from in the 30s to suddenly overnight in the 50s. And we didn't have enough room to put all the students in booths and keep them busy and get them the certifications that they need. So when this opportunity came up in July of 2022 through the Maine Jobs and Recovery Program, started the process, got the application completed. We were awarded funds to expand our shop and to add more equipment so we can serve more students.
That's awesome. And how much funding did you get for that?
Almost $600,000.
Almost $600,000. And so we're looking right here, and this whole area that we're standing in right now is brand new right now,
brand
right?
New.
Okay.
Right.
Let's take a step off camera. I'm going to show around a little bit of what's going on. But Kurt, can you tell me what the curriculum is like for these students?
Well, we are one of 2 sites in the entire state of Maine that it is an American Welding Society certified test facility. So our students come in here really knowing nothing, and at the end of 2 years they have an opportunity to earn several welding certifications, up to and including pipe welding, which is a very high-paying job out in the field. So our students learn how to weld. Our students learn how to fabricate. Our students learn lots of metalworking techniques, and then they put all of that knowledge to use out in the industry.
All right, that's honestly awesome stuff that's going on here. We're going to send it back to you, Craig.
All right, thank you, Devin. We're about out of time. We'll have more on that special welding program tonight at 6 o'clock. In the meantime, we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us, everyone.